Illinois. Can you get me the Vaseline so I piss on my lips? Please, my
We
lips
can
is
still hear you.
dry.
Okay, we can still hear you. Okay,
Oh, let me cut.
put your finger up if you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. Hey, peace and blessings, and welcome
Good
to
morning. Good
Sunday.
morning.
Yeah, Sunday sitting with sisters.
hmm Good
How you
morning,
doing, sister?
everybody. Happy Sunday. I'm
How you
good.
doing?
Very well rested.
How was your week? How was your
We
week?
were. It was good. A really busy week. I did some good things, in the business world. We'll talk about that another time. But yeah, I did some professional things for myself, which I don't usually do, thanks to some coaching from my sister and other people in my camp. Ain't gonna say click now. But so yeah, I'm really excited about some new things that I'm going to be doing, and yeah, really excited. And we were child free last night, so we stayed up late, watched movies, hung out, laughed, act the donkey. So it was good.
So you didn't
It was
fall
good.
asleep?
And well, of course, we had so many plans. We're gonna watch this, do that. We was knocked out, and my husband was happy because the Raiders won their pregame yesterday. So,
Oh Lord. So
but,
listen.
but my son not because the Cowboys lost.
Oh no. So you in a house where there are
Mm.
fans of sports.
Football. hmm
Sports. So Denise, before we get into that stuff today, what is it like being in a household where there's more male energy than there is female energy?
It's cool. It's less drama. Because it was four girls, two boys, so it's
Yeah.
less arguments. It's a lot of fun energy in the house. Lots and lots of fun energy. And a lot of laughs because yeah, we laugh a lot around here. But I do miss some of the female energies. But I got friends for that and sisters and stuff like that. But yeah, I enjoy it. A lot less stressful. The toilet seat always up, but that's my number one complaint.
Ah, wow, that is too funny. I always just want to ask somebody that, like, God, what is that energy really like? You know what I'm
How
saying?
was your week?
It
Is
was
the
great. I
question?
feel like I got a lot of work done. So I felt really good about all the work I got done. And it's just, it's a good place to be. Good place to be. Cannot complain,
That's what's up.
you know.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
So
How does it feel for you live in the house with some little ones?
oh, I love it. I love my great nephews
Yeah.
and niece now. I just love it. Children they bring you life. It's like a life force when you have
hmm
young people in your house. So they bring they bring life to you, if you will. You know, tripping over toys,
Energy.
but always having, like I have one particular great nephew. He makes me feel like I'm special every time he see me. He just like his whole world like light up.
Auntie!
Yeah, and he calls me auntie, auntie, auntie. You know,
You do it. It's like a little song with it.
yeah, I love it. So it's good energy. They bring you life. It's like
Good,
a life.
good,
It's
good,
just really
good.
good energy. So I'm grateful.
So
You know,
when does school start back up for the girls that you work with? Because are you guys back in school yet, or
September, not yet.
right?
September is when it's gonna start. So I'm gearing up for that, child. Ain't nothing like a gear up for that. Which what, I really do love the work that I do. I really do love
hmm
what I do. I just feel like for instance, when I look at the stories like this here, can you see this? When I look at this woman,
Yes.
14 years old, and her daughter is what, 94, and then her granddaughter is 68. I often wonder, will young people get a chance, and will I get a chance to live to be closer to 100? You know, um,
I don't. That's a good topic. I don't even know too many elders that are in their 90s
yeah,
in our community. It's I don't know. It seemed like the life expectancy for Black women have decreased drastically. Like some of us are barely making it to like our mom died at 52. Some people are barely making it to their 50s or to their 60s. So
mhm,
this is absolutely beautiful to see three generations. 104. I mean, she was born in 1909. So
yeah,
she's been around. Just imagine all the things she had to endure and she's witnessed and she's seen the whole evolution and decline of the Black people. Just think
right,
about that.
right.
She's seen it all. So yeah, that is absolutely
But
beautiful.
I
But I don't really
also
know too many elders in our community right now.
I wonder what her secret is. Like, what did she do in her life
Right.
that she lived so long? I always think about stuff like that. I don't know about you, but I'll be like, is it eating? Is it? Did she, did she have a good husband? Like, I just wonder those things. That's just me, Londa. I just wonder, God,
Probably a
like,
little bit of all of that.
what did she do, and what did she stay away from? Because they're in Texas.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Mhm.
you can talk a lot of things about the South, but some of the oldest people live in Texas.
Real talk.
So, what is it about Southern living? We always talk about fried pork chops and grease and shit like that, but this woman is living past 100. She's 114,
Mm.
not 104. What did she do
Right,
with her
right.
life that it was that long? And I ain't gonna front. I've known some people who lived to be 94. The last few funerals I've been to, with the exception of the one I went with you, the person was 94. Miss Hester Snyder. Miss
Mhm.
Ophelia was 92 or something like this. She's in her 90s. So these have been people who have
Mhm.
been up there. Sister friend was 91 when she died. Like, these are women who lived a long time, like in their 90s. To me is a long time. But
Yeah.
I don't know if we
Mhm.
going I don't know if we gonna get there, Khadijah, because when I see some of these stories, like uh allow me to switch to this other thing, because we want to celebrate that elder. But there's
And
a story.
I think the fact that she has her families with her, like, if some people, we know she definitely was still connected to her family because it's 3 generations right there. So
Right.
that probably played a major part in it. She's still with the family.
Yeah.
What was you
I
gonna say,
just
Sissy? On my bad.
No, 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 no.
Think I
I
cut
got
you
these
off.
stories. I'm doing engineering at the same time. So
Oh
I
yeah,
just feel like when you
I'm
sent me the
pretty sure she
story.
made a lot of sacrifices because you don't get to be 114 and just go along with anything. You know what I
Oh,
mean? So I'm
most
pretty
definitely.
sure yeah, she probably made a lot of sacrifices, probably had made a lot of difficult decisions, probably couldn't do what everybody else was doing. That's how she's here to 114, so it's
That's
just
like
beautiful.
that's like about the nurse in England killing infants.
Oh,
Like,
yes,
you have to think to
Lord.
yourself, what the hell was that about? And
And
why did
you and
she feel the need to do that?
Yeah, and what's so sad about that also, like people go to the hospital thinking they're going to get care. Tell everybody seek medical care, seek medical attention when you're pregnant. And this lady was injecting these children with air through their blood veins and through their veins, and was killing these infants. She just got arrested. So that is like
Crazy.
absolutely bananas.
But
That's bananas.
what do
Now,
you think that was really about, though?
I think she had a plan that she probably is an evil ass person, evil person, and she wanted. I don't know if they were black children she was killing or why. I don't know the race of the children, but that got to be a very evil individual to kill an infant, multiple infants. I think they
Yeah.
said at least 10 that they were aware of. That's a evil. They said she was the um, what they called her a serial killer. She's a serial killer. Yeah. UK nurse declared guilty of murdering 7 infants in her care. Reports still show most likely to be sentenced to life behind bars. She should be. She took 7 lives. And people like
Yeah.
this, for me, when it comes to kids, it shouldn't even be a life sentence. She should just die. Like we got to bring back that kind of punishment. We sometimes some things doesn't deserve you to be in jail and getting 3 hots in the cot and visits from your family and commissary and calls. Shit like this, you should just die. This should just be by execution, or the firing squad or whatever they used to do. It is some stuff needs to just straight up a eye for an eye, a life for a life. We can't keep giving out these long ass prison sentences. I'm not in the UK, but that means taxpayers gonna have to pay for her prison sentence. I think it's
Yeah.
unfair.
I
I
do
think it's
too.
unfair people to kill people and then get to go live and live to their 100 years old because they don't have no responsibilities in jail. They just sitting there, everybody getting degrees in jail and writing books,
Mm,
about their murders. And then but the people you killed, they're no longer here. Their family can't get to see them. So I think that yeah, I say death penalty for some of this shit. I think it's ridiculous. She's
mm.
just a very evil person. Evil,
You know
evil,
what, Khadijah?
demonic person.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to see this thing and I can't see it.
No, you good.
The fact that you said the death penalty, I ain't gonna lie to you. I believe in the death penalty. Now,
Oh, me too.
some black folks will say, but we'll get the death penalty more than any of the groups. And I'd be like, I know that things happen, but it can't be everybody, y'all. It simply cannot be everybody. Like, y'all gotta really, I feel like I look shiny as shit. I feel like I just feel like some people need to have the death penalty. That's just my personal opinion. I
Yeah, I
believe in
think
it.
the punishment has become so minimal that people don't care about taking a life. Let me go do my 20 years. or let me, and I'm probably going to do 10 of them, and let me come on back out and kill some more. Let me come on out and do some more self destruction for our community. So yeah, no, and the people that don't want the death penalty usually the ones whose family are the fucking criminals. They're usually the female that's married to the criminal, or the mom who raised the criminal, or the dad who raised the criminal. That's who want the death penalty, because their family are absolutely guilty of wreaking havoc on our goddamn communities. So yeah, the death penalty needs to come back. I mean, I ain't never went nowhere, but I mean, it need to be enforced,
I feel like that's the
in my
pendulum.
opinion.
That's the pendulum that swings. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's the pendulum you see
Oh
swinging in
goddamn.
our community. When you sent me this, I was just like, "What the fuck is this?" No,
If I
seriously, I
see
was like,
anybody I know with these kids with this ankle monitor on, I'm calling the CPS. I swear to God, because that is setting your that's mental abuse to put your kid on a goddamn ankle monitor like it's a joke. That is
"It
mental abuse.
says
I'm gonna
that
call CPS on y'all if I see a kid with an ankle monitor on. I'm telling
but
you
you know
right
what's
now,
deep? It
that is
says
mental abuse,
my
and it's
first
preparing our
ankle
children.
monitor. My first, see on top, my first ankle monitor.
That's yeah,
That's
that's
deep.
that's ridiculous. That
Now,
is
in some of our criminality culture, because I'm gonna start calling it what it is, it's not black culture, it's criminality culture. Some people would think this is cool because then they can look like their daddy. Daddy, you on
yeah.
ankle monitor? I'm on ankle monitor.
You know what? You was out of control.
No,
But
seriously.
yeah, it's it's that shit is unacceptable.
No,
You
Khadijah,
know,
no, all jokes aside, we be thinking shit is cute. Like, oh, my baby, he on ankle monitor. That's why he got on jeans and it's 105 outside. Because he don't want nobody to know, or we don't see that big bulge in his sock. It's an ankle monitor.
hmm
Now you can be like your daddy. Think about the people we see tatting up their kids so that they can look like their daddy or getting their kid a taper haircut like their daddy. Like this shit,
that's so true.
this
Putting
is the
on a wife
claim.
beater and sagging jeans. That's so true.
Right. So
So
some
true.
of this, and my thing is, if this is going to be y'all culture, then y'all just have to kind of deal with the consequences of it. I don't want this kid when he grows up and he can do some stupid shit to tell me he had a bad upbringing. I'm like, well, you're going to have a bad jail sentence. I don't know what to fucking tell you. Like, if you're going to support this kind of culture, you just going, because I get tired of hearing. That's why I'm not a big fan of restorative justice because you don't even admit that you did no shit, and then you want the person that the shit happened
Hmm.
to somehow have mercy on the person who did shit to them. Now, make that shit make sense for me,
It doesn't, and it won't.
and that is why
Just
a
to
lot.
even put the idea in your child's head that that's a goal, like a goal to have an ankle monitor. You're like, well, who? What kind of goal is that? Like, what are we really teaching these kids? Like, I feel bad if my son ever becomes a father. Like, what the fuck is his kids going to have to endure? Or be around because this is the like I don't know. This shit make my stomach hurt. When I seen that, I thought it was a joke. Like, is this? I'm glad there ain't no black boy in the box. Thank God, because we be like, our kid got it. My baby got his first modeling gig, and he on the ankle monitor box. So I'm thank God he ain't. It
Oh
ain't a black kid on his
Jesus,
box. Thank
Khadijah,
you,
you
Lord,
say
because
that first
we just
monitor.
we be happy to be the limelight, and we don't give a damn what it does to the community. So yeah, this is not cute. Y'all better not buy y'all kids this. I swear to y'all better not.
But some
Ain't nothing
people,
cute about jail. Ain't nothing cute about being a criminal. Ain't nothing cute about having a jail record. It's not cute. It's just not. It's not
but
a
it
goal. It shouldn't be a
does,
goal.
pay, Khadijah.
Well, yeah,
You not
unfortunately, it
you're
does
making decisions to criminalize your communities. You know how many nonprofits would make money off of this?
a lot,
And don't let this fool get
a
shot by the
lot.
cops. Ooh, don't let him get shot by the cops. Because every black activist who say Black Lives Matter, at least we wanted to matter to white people, don't have to matter to black people. I guess I don't know.
Mhm.
We would be
You're
out there
right.
protesting for real. It's the craziest shit ever. But we'll be promoting some shit like this, like this. Tell me how this is cute. I'll wait.
It's not. It's
Tell me
not
how this
cute.
is cute.
It's not cute, and it's very detrimental to mental health. Is this just not that's mental abuse to me? Some of the stuff that people do to their children is mental abuse. Like having your child live in a home where both parents are fighting, that's mental abuse. CPS should be in your home. Having a child in the house where y'all smoke weed and the child is sitting on your lap, that's mental abuse. That's child abuse. CPS should be in your house. We have normalized so much destructive behavior when it comes to our children and what the adults are choosing to do because they don't have any morals to stand up. That's mental abuse and that's child abuse. You should not have children. You should not be able to care for children. You should not. That's
Hmm.
ridiculous.
So, Khadijah, I know we showed earlier the woman who lived to be 114, her daughter's 94, and her granddaughter is 68 years old. And we talked
Mhm.
about, will we ever, the life expectancy, because that's really what we're talking about here. Do
Mhm.
you think we will be able to live to have that kind of life expectancy of, to live to be 100, let alone 114? The one story that you share with me, and I'm trying to pull it up right now. I don't know why my computer is damn stupid. That's not it. Let me try this one. Here it is. You showed me this story about a woman who was chained around her neck inside of a house,
Oh.
screaming out a window for help, and this is in Louisville, Kentucky. What could you tell me about
Mhm.
this story, Asia?
She was, I guess, whoever the man is she lived on, if it's her husband, boyfriend, I'm not sure. But when he left out the house, she busted the window and they could hear her yelling, "Help me, help me." So when the fire department and the police got there, they climbed the roof and she was chained around the neck like slave chains and chained to something in the house. And so they broke down the door. She had been chained up in this house for a while, for a long time. And it's just like, no, it's just scary because it's in the neighborhood. So people walk by this house every day. People probably see this man every day, and nobody knew she was chained up in there. It's very sad. It's an
Wow.
echo on here too.
I know.
I hear
It just
feedback.
came right now. So it could be my computer because it looked like my computer just froze again. So I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
Let me see if I can do it with my
yeah.
finger.
Because I
Hold
can
on.
hear you, but you are frozen. But I can still see you.
Okay, there we go. Like it's
Now you're
coming
back.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sorry about
but
that.
yeah, this
So
was just she was. Yeah, it's just it's sad. And then I wonder too, like, where are the family of the people? Like, nobody noticed she was missing, or nobody hadn't heard from her. You know what I mean? Like, we've become so disconnected from our own immediate family that when something's wrong, we don't even know because we're not connected where we would talk all the time or check in with each other. So that's just really, really it's sad.
yeah, I sat and thought to myself, well, we know that God, I can't remember the stats, but black women and girls go missing, and in our community, it really don't mean anything because the value of black girls and women in the black community, I'm talking about the overall community, I'm talking in the black community, is very low. Our we experience outside more than any other group of women. We're missing damn near more than any group of women, and nothing really said about it.
Anna, you may need to be. We may need to
Can you
reboot
hear
you
me?
because you're coming out barely. You're coming out muffled and it's kind of jumbling your words a little bit.
Okay, look, do me a favor. You're still going to be on, so you could talk. I am
Okay.
to reboot my. I'm going to leave out and come back in, but keep talking, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think definitely in the black community, we're just not black women lives are not valued. That's why domestic violence is up. That's why black femicide is so high. Um, and most black women are dying at the hands of their mate. They're dying at the hands of the men that they have children with. They're dying at the hands of the men that they protect and love. So it's definitely something we need to address and talk about, because the black woman's life should matter. And it really does. It doesn't even matter to us. It just doesn't. Um, this story just hurt because we're turning into the very beast that we warned everybody about. You can't tie this to a white man. You can't tie this. This is a black man that had her tied up in his house, chained to something in the house. So we cannot put this on white people. This is some in-house shit that's going on. That's just not okay. It's not cool. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think it's trying to get my thoughts together because I'm trying to work on my cussing, y'all, because I got a potty mouth, like it is filthy. But it's hurtful, the way we just are not, the way we're disregarded, and when a life is taken as a black woman, we don't care. It's a lot of black women that get killed by the police as well. We don't hear anything about them. Anything. It comes and it goes. We don't hear anything about black women when we lose our lives, to domestic violence, to police, to anything. It comes and it goes just like rain. It just comes and it flows on, and we never bring it back up. It doesn't get the same limelight and the same anger that black men get when they die or killed by the police.
Mm.
Very sad.
How do I sound? I sound better, Khadijah?
Yes, you sound much better.
Okay. And speaking on this, because we're talking about the worth of black women and girls at this time, you shared this with me last week about this young girl
Good
who,
morning from Senegal. Thank you for tuning in.
yeah. So you sent this
What's up,
to
Shannon?
me about this young lady who was who died at a sleepover, or somebody gave her fentanyl or something.
Yeah, I spoke to her father on, I believe it was Thursday. Have my prayers go out to you regarding your daughter. She went over to a girlfriend's house to spend the night and to hang out. And I guess she was having some female, some cramps. Menstrual was here. And the mother of the young lady she was visiting said that she was had given her half a Norco. Well, it was fentanyl that was given to the young lady and she died. Um, and this happened a couple of years ago. It was just now getting light because the lady that gave her the fentanyl is
2000,
going to court.
2020.
Um, yeah, and so she's now going to court, and they were trying to give her 4 years straight time, but now the judge is saying that's too harsh, and that she should only get probation. Now let's keep in mind she gave someone's minor child medication. That's an illegal drug that she gave them. Then try to lie and say it was Norco when she shouldn't have given anybody's child anything without calling the father. So when the father said he got the call and got to the hospital, he just heard that she wasn't doing, she was sick. He got there, she had passed. So yeah, this broke my heart. We're trying to help this father as much as we can to get the news out there about our children. And for some reason, when fentanyl affects black people, we do not talk about it. We do not talk about fentanyl when it comes to our children, and they are taking fentanyl is very, very prevalent in black culture right now. They're sprinkling on top of their weed. They take it in. They look like little. They come in all type of forms. They have fentanyl that looks like little the the vitamins, all that kind of stuff. We have to really talk about fentanyl when it comes to our community because we're losing babies, and it's unfortunate. This lady should get some time. She shouldn't get probation. She took somebody's life. She gave this baby a substance that ended her life, an illegal substance that ended her life. It's not like she
Mm.
didn't know the baby gave a baby ibuprofen and she was allergic to medicine. She gave her an illegal drug. So how does that constitute probation? How? You took a life. And it's just the carelessness of a life. Look at this beautiful young lady. Beautiful.
Yes.
Her whole future ahead of her. And she's dead because someone gave her fentanyl. And we got to be really careful when we let our kids go to people's homes. We got to be
Mm.
careful because this baby's gone. That's why my son, he really go anywhere unless his family, but he's having a problem. I'll bring him home and I'll take care of it. Don't give my child anything. It's very sad.
I
But
just, again, I think this is a good example of how people view the life expectancy or value of a black girl or woman. You know,
hmm
would she had done that if she had been white? She would have, you know what I'm saying, taken her to the hospital or say like maybe you can't spend that, whatever. It's just always a lessening, and we'll be real quick to um, protest or feel some way when white people are using fentanyl. The way they treat the opioids and the fentanyl is very different than they did the crack era,
oh yeah.
because people went to jail in the crack era.
hmm
But
Well, it's only
fentanyl is now,
different when it pertains to white people. The
yeah.
only time it's different. They have opioid treatment. They have, special insurance you can get if you have an opioid addiction to put you in the homes, to put you in the rehabs. It's totally different because opioid was a white person thing. It wasn't until recently. White people been taking fentanyl and opioids. That's just be real. They've been having access to this shit. They've been using it. It wasn't until it became a problem in their community that now opioid is a problem. You know what I mean? Now that's a problem because they using it. They've been using it. Now they just dying off of it. And now they get all type of resources to help them overcome their addiction. When you was a crackhead, your ass got locked up, you got your kids took, and they just let you keep smoking. So yeah, it's definitely a difference. But my heart goes out to this young lady's family. It is very sad for your child to go to a sleepover and she never comes home.
Mm,
That is sad.
yeah,
Very sad.
I agree.
And you
I
work with young black girls. What do you hear from young black girls as far as like feeling like they are when you in your groups because you talk about self-esteem and self-awareness and self-love. What do you hear from the black girls that you work with as far as how they feel valued or undervalued in their community?
They don't. They don't. They basically feel like they have to compete with each other. Some of them have to compete with
Mm,
their mothers, who still think that
mm,
she's their age. You know, they also feel like they're like workhorses. So we'll give black girls a lot of responsibility cooking, cleaning, being a second mom, basically sometimes being the mother to the mother. you
Yeah.
know um Sometimes my heart goes out to black girls because then they get that at home, then they go into the world and we treat them some kind of way. Like black
Mhm.
girls are 6 times more likely to be suspended, 3 times more likely to be expelled. Like it's just all kind of shit when it comes to black girls than compared to other girls. And then we do this thing where we want black girls to compete against other races, and this is coming from black people. So we'll be
Mhm.
comparing our for our black son, we would want them to be with another race of women because black women are too ghetto, while your ghetto ass is sitting up there.
And why
You know,
you
we don't,
raised it to be
yeah,
ghetto.
yeah, but you see what I'm saying? But we don't even think like how this really looks. And so I just feel my heart goes out to black girls because even I'm gonna tell you how the program is so deep. I have girls in my
Mhm.
classroom talking about their fathers and how they want to have a relationship with their fathers, but the dad ain't there. But they'll be riding their mama hard as shit.
Mhm.
But they dad they let off the hook because the nigga ain't even there. That's you know what I'm
And
saying? So
sometimes I feel like we set our children up to not have any expectations of black men. It's like, so it's like because I experienced the same thing when I work with young people, young girls in particular. They go super
mhm.
hard on their mom, who
Oh
she ain't never at my games because the mom is at work, because she the only goddamn provider. But the dad who you've never met or never been around, you give him a pass. My dad, when he was younger, he didn't have no dad. They just give them a pass, or they make allowances for them. When I see them go super hard on their mama, like
yes,
super hard. But I also see mothers make excuses for fathers that are absent. I'm not saying dog the father out, but I'm not making excuse. I'm not making an excuse for a father that wasn't there. Thank God I didn't have the situation. But mothers make excuses where they set their children up not to have expectations of men, period. Even in a household with brothers, there's no expectations from the men to do anything. It's the woman is running the household as far as providing, maintaining the house, keeping the house secure. That used to be all those provide, maintain, and protect used to be a man's job.
yes,
That was a man's job. Now women, we're providing, maintaining, and protecting. So a lot of these young girls don't even expect that from a mate. They
that's the
expect what
problem.
they take whatever's given to them because their mom took whatever was given to them for some of them. If the mom was only getting dick, she was just taking the dick. She didn't care if she didn't have a title of a wife. She didn't care if he wasn't paying no bills.
That's the
She didn't
problem.
care if he didn't take care of his other kids. Like
That's the
right
problem.
now, I know people who have children that they don't see and talk to men, but they have mates and they're really close to the mates' children and grandchildren and all that, but they don't spend any time with their bio children. And then the woman will
Right.
condone it. I couldn't be with a man who don't take care of their bio children. There's no way in hell I could lay up with a man or be with a man or even be friends with somebody to take care of their kids because I'm gonna tell you about it. I think that's just black women. Our standards have become so minuscule and small that we just take any goddamn thing. They feel like any man better than no man, and I think that's crazy. Because I feel like an absent father is better than a bad father. I wouldn't
I
want you
agree.
around if you're
I
not
agree.
going to do anything productive with my child. I'd rather for them just to not know you and feel like you just want to be in their life, or to be around you and see some bullshit and see the mother being not loved properly. I'd rather for you just not to be there.
I agree.
Just
I
my
wholeheartedly
opinion.
agree. No, Khadija, I think that's a real topic that we have to really have in our communities. But even when you try to have that topic, there is always women there to come up with the excuses why men get to be that way.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like see, a woman will put her on Front Street and make her own her shit. But with men, we don't do that.
Give allowances. You
Sometimes
give them.
women,
Hmm.
if a man grew up in an abusive household and all kind of bullshit, the woman be telling the story like she was fucking there.
Hmm.
You
But
wasn't
then the key part to that, and the key part for me, he grew up in an abusive household. So did the woman. She probably was getting her ass whipped. So
there.
what is your excuse for that? That's why I don't. And then my thing is, if you didn't have it when you were a child, you should want it. You know what you were missing. Give that to your child. Give that to your child. That's not an excuse to say, I grew up, I didn't know what love was. Well, you knew how you wanted to feel. You knew how you wanted to be loved. Give that to your child. It's not
Yeah,
that damn hard. It's not that
yeah,
deep. I think it's an excuse and a reason to be lazy
I do.
and
And
be
then
inactive in your child's life.
yeah, I just see that, and I feel like even I'll just be taking a step further. So we know that the lesbian culture, for lack of a better term, So I don't know what they call themselves these days. They change their identity more than black people. But anyway, when I'm talking to girls in my class and say if they're a stud or whatever, when I start peeling back the layers and they start sharing shit with me, like how they didn't have a dad, the men in their lives were very abusive, it's like they wanted to be the man that they did not have.
Mm,
Do you get that? And I'm just like,
absolutely, I
this is
do.
deep. I'm not saying that the person is not gay, but I wonder how much of that influence or lack thereof has something to do with why they are gay.
Mhm.
They've seen men do like unspeakable shit and us just accept it. Or if they tell their mom be like, you don't want to ruin this black man's life. Then you got to put your fucking life on the back burner so this nigga can live, even though he did some criminal shit that he
You
probably
have to
should be in jail
suppress your
for.
trauma. You have
Yeah,
to suppress your trauma.
yeah. I
Yeah.
just,
Miss Payne, bless her memory. Miss Payne used to say, we worked in group homes for years, and Miss Payne used to say a lot of young girls are gay by circumstance.
wow.
She said that was Miss Payne's whole thing. She said a lot of these young people are gay by circumstance. They haven't lived life they haven't experienced, they have never seen the good side of love between a man and a woman.
Hmm.
So these are, he should see the same thing for some young black boys. They rather just go ahead and, they're gay by circumstance. They've never seen a loving black male and female relationship. And so they create what they think love looks like for them. And some young girls don't want to deal with no man. So,
That's
if
what
you
I'm
peel back
telling you.
some of the layers from some of these studs and that they call themselves studs, that ain't my term.
Right.
A lot of them have been sexually molested and abused and witnessed sexual molestation and abuse. And so they don't want no parts of a man. They became studies so they can protect themselves. They wanted to look like men so that people won't be attracted to them. They wanted to look like a stud so that they can, I'll buck up on you. I'm hardcore. I'm not feminine. I'm not weak. I'm not. You know what I mean? So a lot of studs look like studs so that it's almost like an armor. It's
Yes.
like an armor to look
Yes.
less attractive so they won't be abused again or become a victim again. And see, that's stuff that we don't want to talk about. It's stuff that they don't just wake up one day and want to be a stud. Especially, you know what I mean? So we got to really be real about what our young girls are experiencing and what's happening in the black community. These are things
Yeah,
that we need
we
to be
don't.
talking about.
We ain't never talked about that shit, Khadijah. And I think a lot of that is a part of our trauma. Like when we get in relationships with people and you let niggas just do certain shit, that comes from something that you've seen. When you just
Hmm.
think, let's look at us. I know at least for myself, when I'm in
Hmm.
relationship with people, there's just some shit I will not take. And I know where that comes from. And you know what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
I
Oh
will
yeah.
not let you walk over me. I will not fucking baby you. I
Hmm.
will never baby a man because the nigga's a man. So why the fuck would I be? You're not like a little, even little kids will tell you, let me do this on my own. Like back your ass up.
Yeah, I got this.
You know what I'm saying? As they're growing.
Hmm.
But I don't do, and sometimes that fucks up stuff because most men are used to women thinking like that. Well, I don't think like that. I'm like, dude, you're gonna have to man up because I'm womaning up. So I will not carry you. I will not. Some of this shit is also religion. I'm just gonna straight up say it. When you go into a damn
All
church,
religion.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, but I'm just saying when you go and you
Damn
see
near
like
every
50,
religion got the
50,
woman at the
50
bottom and the
women,
man up top.
yeah,
Damn near every religion preach that.
yeah. When when you she said what's happening. Um, when you go into it, it's always you go into particularly the church, you'll see 1,000 women and one man on the poor pit that only he can stand in. Listen to this shit. Only he, usually women can't stand behind that poor pit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all cook a nigga fried chicken and y'all have service. One time I heard that someone said women are the
There,
floor
Wanda.
and women are the floor and men are the ceiling. You know who I'm
Men of the
talking about.
ceiling.
When I heard it, I
That
said,
and, that, and I, and I
that's
want
just
to
how you
keep in
treat a
mind
woman too.
that was not a Christian.
It really was. It was a Muslim.
That's why I said most
Yeah.
religion,
Yeah.
almost every religion, we studied them all. Every
Yeah.
religion we studied under, because we just study. We don't join shit because I'm not a joiner. I don't
Yeah.
even join Weight
There
Watchers.
you
I
go.
don't join shit. But almost every religion preaches that the woman is the bottom. I'm figuring my friend girls cuss at me. Expound on that, LaShawn Packard.
Okay. Yeah.
But most religion or most organized religion or any belief system, usually the woman is at the goddamn bottom and she's subservient to the man. So whatever, and he's the lead, he's the head. They'll
And I,
let a man be the head of the household, even if he ain't even got no house to be the head of. They want you nowadays, men moving to your shit and want to be the head of the household. And you know what I mean? Like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's gotten that's every religion though.
And I
That's
think you
every
put
religion.
too much power in that penis. I I I just feel like we get this motherfucker too. Go buy dildo. We put too much goddamn power in the shit. No, seriously, this nigga gets away with shit because he has a penis.
She cusses at me. Okay, got you.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
I just and my thing is I
And you
don't know
know
what
how much sex people, to be honest with you, sex is such a small part of a relationship. It's a prevalent part because you got to be sexually attracted to be honest, especially,
right.
but it's such a small part. You spend such a small amount of time in the bed or wherever y'all having sex at, and y'all not fucking 30, 4 hours out of the day. Like it's not if you put in more time at work than you do in sex than you do with having sex,
That's real talk.
but you more committed to that man than you are to work. You get more from going to work than you do from having sex because you get a paycheck with work. You don't get shit from him. Sometimes you get a baby, and if he a nasty nigga, you may get a venereal disease. I'm
That's
just
real
being
talk.
honest, but
No,
we
that's real
put too
talk.
much value on penis. We really do. We put too much value. And
Yeah,
some
we
men put
just
too much value on the PUSSY. I know
mm,
some men that go drive 33 hours, 4 hours to go get some punani, but won't drive 3 minutes to go see their son up the street. Make some goddamn sense.
yeah. I don't know
Yeah,
if it is.
I think it's just sex is
I think
overrated.
it's overrated. I
Maybe because
definitely
I'm
think it
40,
is.
it's really overrated. When you're young and your hormones is raging, I think remember a few episodes back, they was like, "What's the deal breaker in relationships?" And somebody was like, "Well, not cheating." I said, "Absolutely, yeah, fucking 48. All that horn should be out. You old enough now to be able to mature enough to control your hormones. If you out here 50, 60 years old and you cheating on your wife, nigga die. Like what? You too damn old. You ain't got control of your hormones yet. You should be embarrassed that you have no self control. Women too. If I see one more old lady do an over the shoulder booty pose to show her butt, you've had a big ass since you was a kid. You 60 now. Let me see your face. You've had a big ass your whole life. You walk
Oh
into the room
shit.
backwards, they can see your ass. If your ass is your biggest attribute, that's a problem. And the shit's
Yeah.
drooping down. It got dense. It ain't even the same ass you had when you was 20. Like black women, stop. Lana, what was Shanda's comment? Because I didn't see.
I'm sorry. She said sex is most definitely overrated.
It's most
Of
definitely
course.
over. Yeah, it really is, Shanda. Oh, it really is. Sex is most definitely. I can't see the comments
And,
anywhere,
okay, and
but
you know what the crazy shit is, Khadijah? As you get older, like at some point, this shit got to be meaningful. Holding a motherfucking hand could be more meaningful sometimes. Just you
absolutely
know what I mean.
cuddle.
But the sweating and you sweating on the motherfucker, and then I gotta if you're a big motherfucker, you want to lay on me like you 10 pounds, and just no seriously, I think the shit is definitely overrated. Just the shit
It
people are
is.
expecting in fucking sex. You like, nigga, like we both too old for this shit. This is
And
really the
that's the
truth.
point I'm making. That's the
We're too
point I'm
old for
making.
this shit.
So this is Sunday sitting with sisters, so we're mature. So maybe if they had Sunday sitting with hookers or some shit, then they be talking about sex is the best thing for the world. But I'm saying we just way too damn old for sex to drive for sex to be our drive. Like sex should not be
No.
our
I actually
everything.
every now
It
and
really
then
should not.
every now and then we go out and somehow an old hooker gets at our table.
You said
Somebody
what?
humans. Every now and then we go out. Excuse me, we go out. We always get like an old ass hooker, or old an old hoe at a table, basically. And she'd be doing all the shit she did when she was 20. Showing her
Yeah.
booty, titties
Still
sitting
trying to
on the
get a nigga to buy
table.
her a drink when you should
Yeah.
have money to buy your own drink. It's just I can't. I can't do it. I ain't gonna be able to do it.
I mean, like, is there a retirement place for hoes? I don't know, but I really wish that at some point the light bulb come on. Like, if you were doing shit in your 20s and now you in your 40s and 50s or older and you still doing the same shit, you gotta check yourself and you
That's the
getting the
problem.
same funky ass results. Something's wrong.
Now let me
Something's
ask you
wrong.
this. You said you should check yourself. You should check yourself. Do you think in black women's communities now that it's if you're checking your friend or calling them out on something that they're doing, now that's considered negative? Because I like friends that keep me accountable. I like for a friend to tell me, you that you went too far on that, or I said you was
I
because
do. I
I
want
don't
to
know if
hear it.
anybody seen my live yesterday, but or Friday. I was like on one Friday morning at Monterey Trails High School. I was so mad at the damn band director, and I was cussing out everybody. I didn't care, but I had some band moms that we just out there yeah together, and they was like, okay, I know you mad, and they kind of like got me to calm down and bring it back together, look at the bigger picture. Now, some people get upset when people pull a coattail, like, calm down. But I realized recently, when you're correcting somebody or giving them some constructive, positive, some feedback to make them better, it's like you're considered negative.
Mm.
And so, what is your take on that? Because
I
accountability
don't.
to Black people now is negativity.
Well, uh, I
Hey,
personally will.
Rakesha, my elementary bestie on here, y'all. She in Florida. Hey, Rakesha. It's my elementary bestie. We go way back. But
Um, yeah, I don't. I mean, I feel like people who say that shit would be the same nigga. Like, why didn't y'all tell me?
hmm,
You know what I'm saying? I think there's nothing wrong with checking somebody, or it's how in which you do it. You know what I mean? Like,
hmm,
it's like, how effective do you want to be? You know, it's
hmm.
how I'm going to talk to you. You know what I mean? I want to be effective when I talk to somebody. I want them to hear me. You know, if I have a nasty attitude and you try to tell me something, like, bitch, like, who the fuck you
I
talking
don't
to?
hear you.
But you like
I
that all
can't hear
the
you.
time. But usually it's different when people are like, hey, bro, like, I get you, sis, but you may want to think about X, Y, and Z. You know, like, I
Exactly.
can take that. You know what I mean? I think there's nothing wrong with criticism. I think there's nothing wrong with, like, letting people know the truth. It's
But
all
is it criticism? Is it criticism, or is it a friend being a friend? Because see, people take, like, if I'm looking a hot mess about to go out and you be like, Leisha, that do not match, like, or you got to rip in the side. I don't consider that criticism. I consider
I don't
that you
either.
hold, making sure I'm cool. Iron sharpen iron. Exactly, Krista,
Right.
Shanda. And I think we've lost that. We've lost the sharpens iron mentality.
I think we got a lot of
Everybody's so
soft
goddamn
people.
sensitive now. They're
Yes.
so sensitive.
Yeah. I think we have a
If you
lot of
bring up
soft ass
anything,
people.
yeah, yeah.
You bring up anything? I'm sorry, sis.
As if you bring up anything that people disagree with, you're negative, and they don't even be on a negative tip. It just be something to make you better, or something, you know what I mean, to make you more received, or make you, people to hear you. Because when you angry, people don't always hear. But to me now, everything is, if you disagree with somebody, it's you're negative. It's no accountability. It's not, it's just, I don't know what
But
you
then
look
they
at.
want you to come out here and go marching on the behalf of their kid who probably done did some fuckery. And you
Mm.
know what I'm talking about. Sometimes it be parents out here who want you to go stomping for their kid, and their kid out here that your kid's a hot fucking mess. You know your kid's a mess. I'm gonna give you a good example. We talking about, like, when people check your kids, right? I mean, check you, right? So
Hmm.
how do you feel when adults be trying to help young kids, and then they parent come out like, don't talk to my goddamn son like that, when you know this motherfucker's a little demon? Or your son needs some direction, that he needs. Well, if there is a positive male role model, why do sometimes parents trip off of that? Why are they so
because I
threatened when
think it's
somebody comes?
because I think it's like holding up a mirror and they seeing what they didn't do correctly, and they see where they were lacking as a parent as far as discipline and structure. So when somebody else does it, it makes them feel, don't say that to my child, because in their mind, they're being called out on what they didn't do when they're just trying to correct the child. The mother internalizes that shit like, I did a good job with my child. Well, you didn't, because he's cussing out the teachers. He's cussing out, the after school aide. He's trying to fight the principal. He's kicked out of class every day. And they say teachers target him. No, they cannot teach, because I'm on the campuses. They cannot teach
Yeah,
29 other kids, and they spending 40 minutes. They spending a whole goddamn instruction hour trying to get your son to sit the hell down and cut his cell phone off. And they're not picking on your son. So when I get the part when they say people are suspended at a higher rates, I get that. But sometimes in some of
I
these
agree.
classrooms
I
and on
agree.
this lunchtime, it be the Black kids acting a goddamn donkey
I
with
agree.
these teachers and authority figures. And I think that comes directly from no authority figures at home. See, if you can cuss out your mama, and you can cuss out your grandmama, and you can cuss out your uncles and your aunties and any adults in your life, then you don't have respect for adults. So you're going to come to school. And my elementary bestie is a school teacher in Florida, so she understands what I'm saying. They come to school, and it's like they have to parent your child when they're the teacher. They're supposed to be teaching a lesson. They don't have time to parent your child. That's your job at home. Now teachers are needed to be the parents. So some people, I say all the time, send their ass out to school, because my son want to come to school to learn. He don't want to sit in class for 20 minutes and they get half the instruction, because the other time they're trying to get this child to settle down and not to fuck with other people. Because see, troublemakers like to make trouble for everybody. So they want to disrupt everything. And a lot of it comes from lack of attention at home. Some of these
Mm,
kids don't get a "I love you," a hug. How did your day go? What did you learn today? They don't get shit at home, so they get all the attention they can get while they're at school because that one teacher might show them a little bit of love and know how to handle their behavior. So they act the goddamn fool in school.
that's
This
real
my
talk.
opinion.
No. So you sent this to me. A woman hires a male advocate to scare her 10-year-old son straight from repeatedly disrespecting her. Now, it said, then somebody put here, praise God for people like this man. God bless him. I'm sure this young man's behavior changed dramatically. What's your thoughts on this, Khadijah? Because I actually feel like whether
Speak.
it's okay, go ahead.
No, go keep on. Go ahead.
No, because I was gonna say I wonder what the son is seeing or what the mom is lacking that he feels so comfortable disrespecting her. Not saying that she don't need the advocate, because I get it. Everybody, if your male figure or your child's father is not in his life, or if he is, he's not positive. Really seeing a man who goes to work, who's respectable, whatever. Because kids usually mimic shit they see in their environment. If they see you with a hammer and a broom, they usually have a hammer and a broom, sweeping or fixing shit around the house. But if they see your ass lounging around all day, smoking weed, pants, singing about whole your ass, like you're not work. That your kids start doing the shit. you know.
Mhm.
So kids are like little sponges. They mirror shit. And I often wonder, well, what is your kid seeing that he feels so comfortable disrespecting you? I always thought if I disrespect my mom, she was gonna kill me. But I mean, hey,
Mhm.
you know what I'm
And also,
saying?
it's also what we're allowing our children to, even if it's not in the home, what you're allowing to come in your home through music, through television shows, through
Mm,
what these YouTubers. Y'all need to put a block. Some of these YouTube shit is totally inappropriate. It don't even be age appropriate, and these kids is watching it. So, because I know some moms really do. Some kids are latchkey kids. So, the mom may not get off work to 6, 7. We don't know what's happening between that time. You know what I mean? It's not always that it's a mom is exhibiting bad behaviors, but sometimes we're not monitoring our children even when we're home. Like we don't see
mm,
what the hell they're listening to. We don't listen to their music. We don't, now disrespecting women is like a thing. It's a thing now to disrespect. I think social media is a big deal. Absolutely, Javon. That's what I'm saying. I think it may not necessarily be in the home. Sometimes we allow outside forces to control our children's behavior and their mindset. So he probably think talking to his mama crazy is just the norm. Because every song they calling the girl they love a bitch. You know what I mean? In the videos, the guy that got all the girl is the one that disrespecting him. Come here, hoe. So he feel like he could talk to his mama that way. And I
mm.
think it's a great thing that this male stepped in and did this. We have somebody in our community like this. I'm gonna shout him out every time.
Yep.
One gone.
One
Timothy
gone.
one
Timothy
gone. I
one
remember I,
gone.
was-
Right,
I
right.
had brought up my no, sorry, y'all, my audio's messing up. I remember I had brought a brother to him that was acting a fool in school, and I brought him to his program. Like I'm just going to make up a day on a Wednesday. That Friday, one gone. He looked up, and one gone was coming up the hallway on his campus. He had got in touch with the boy's mom, got put on the emergency list, and was at that boy's campus. And he been in this program rocking ever since. So we do have male like this in this community, in our community, that we can utilize for those who. And this boy has a mom at home and a grandfather and people. He didn't come from a home where anything goes, but he just was getting
Right.
caught up in his school life. And so he thought he could do that and with his mama number. So no, they had a little shock for him, but we have that in our community.
We do.
Javon says also they are making things okay at school and telling them that parents can get in trouble for disciplining them. Yeah, very true. Very true. And discipline don't always mean hits, y'all.
Yeah,
Zara used to
Zara
do
used to do
that.
that too. Zara sure did.
Yeah, and
Sure
yeah,
did.
and
With the
discipline it does not
defenders.
always mean whoopings. Well, sometimes discipline mean you can't go somewhere. Sometimes discipline mean these kids are technology kids. They tech kids. Take that goddamn cell phone and that tablet. Cancel that PlayStation account so they can't play online. There's other ways to discipline your child other than whoopings. It really is, and so yeah. But if I have to, I'll tell you. Yeah, yeah. They already know my motto. If I can't whoop them, I can't watch them. I ain't going to abuse your
Do
child,
you
but I will
think
pluck the shit out their top of their ear. I don't play around.
do
Pluck
you
that
think
ear. But
do, do you think in relationships where there are blended families, um because I also hear sometimes men talk about how hard it is to discipline their wife or their girlfriend if they did not birth. I mean, if they married this woman and
they're
she had this
bonus
child,
babies.
women,
Mhm.
yeah, women really struggle. Seeing women struggle with somebody disciplining their child.
Oh, I see that a lot. I see that. Once again, I feel like when a child is being told something different, the mom automatically feels embarrassed or like she's put on front street or like she's like her parenting is being questioned. So they get very defensive. I don't
Mm.
send that to my son. I talk to my son. You know what? Talk to his ass. He just broke the screen TV because he was having a fit. I mean, you can, you may, you mean you can lose your child for not affirming that their child's made up gender. Well, Javon, I can't understand this. Lana, break it down for me.
Oh, I mean, your
Oh,
child
we are losing
made
rights
up
at
a
home.
gender.
Yeah, I
That's
wish
a
my
lot.
son would come
Gotcha.
home and say my school told me I can identify. Boy, I had a son. Get out of here. I wish they would. And we have to
That's
take
what
back.
they
That's okay,
say.
Javon. I thought maybe I was tripping, but we have to take back possession of our families. Period. And that's on the school. That's school. That's in the community. That's activities. And we have to take control of our family and what input is put to them. Like what's the input? Like Elk Grove is really trying to push. They talk about gender. Give my son a different assignment when y'all talk about that. He's not talking. You're not going to make him feel like he's not a male. Give him a different assignment for that. We're opting out of that because that's optional. Opt the fuck out of that. He's not learning about Jim now that wants to be called Jessica. No, we're not. That's not your job to teach him about sex and sexuality. That's not your job. Reading, writing, arithmetic. That's what the fuck school was for, right? I don't need you to talk about no gender with my child. No, he's going to opt out of that. And if you got a problem with that, because to me, I feel like you're violating his rights as to what he identifies as. He identifies as a black male, and you're infringing on his rights by making him conform to this shit y'all want to teach. Not happening. Nope. I'll pull him right out the goddamn classroom. On that day, he will not be there. Give him something else because he's not learning about that. That's not your place. Not your place.
I
All right.
also feel like all of that shit is a distraction that trying to get you to not think about the shit that we're in for real.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like as a black woman, I know that I'm a goddamn black woman. Every
But
goddamn day, I
there's
know that I'm a black
absolutely y'all
woman.
know now you can identify as a fur or Furby, or you can
Yeah,
come to school with
furry.
tails and ears and you're an animal. Like, and that, you know what? So animals don't come to school, so she should go home with that goddamn tail on them ears. Because animals don't go to school. So if you relate to be a fur animal, you should go home. You should really go home because animals don't go to school. See, if y'all really want to be real about it, go home. Because you don't need to know reading, writing, arithmetic to run through the jungle and the streets and shit. You don't need that. Go home with your tail in your ears. I think that's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. They don't even have dress codes
Zero.
anymore. There's a girl at the school. She had on a halter top. And the boy was like, I'm gonna snatch your top down. I said, you know, that's a charge. And so I asked the principal, she said, oh, there's no dress code now because they have it right. I don't play that in my classroom. I know you don't. I know you don't. It's crazy. Rakisha, how distracting is that for you all with all the
That's
gender? Do you
teachers.
have, I know you probably, I think you're elementary teacher, I believe. Do you have any children that are having identity issues or gender issues as to what they are? Do you have any in elementary? Because it seems like the older people just get weird and then they push that shit on to the kids. I don't see no kids walking around saying, I think I'm a boy today. They'll be them grown people and they try to dress their kids up like they might have an ugly daughter. So they make her be a boy because she ugly. That's not cool. But I've seen it happen.
Me
Or they
too.
have a son that looks feminine.
Me
I've
too.
seen it happen. Oh,
Me
he's so
too.
pretty like a girl. The next thing you know, he got two ponytails and shit. And he wearing pink and Barbie shirts. Like,
Yeah.
I think there'd be adults pushing this on to the children. I don't think when I was young, I didn't really. I knew I was a boy and that was a girl. Don't show your private parts, and that's that was it. We didn't go into all the other shit. Like your private. That's why it was called private parts. It was your private parts, and that's what's private. I don't know. I had a student that did that. I told her, "You are a girl in here. Your name is Ruth." I know that's right because it's confusing. It's
All
confusing
right,
for the other
y'all.
kids in the classroom.
I don't mean to change this up, but I got to ask this because Jay is on here, so I want to hear from you, Jay.
Okay,
Um, what do y'all think
do that
is
at
really
home.
going on with this Donald Trump situation? And I know it's hard for y'all because some of y'all have been programmed to think this man is a racist, and I don't know Donald Trump, but I do know that I do, and I don't care about what he says. So I always look at the track record. Like to me, the dangers of the two for me is Biden because I remember he had all the black men locked up, so I don't never forget shit. I'm kind of like a Jew. I don't forget shit. I don't care if we 25 years later, what do y'all think is going on? Why do you think they're trying to just get this nigga out the way? What do you think is going on with Donald Trump?
I think Trump is exposing racists that are Democratic, Republican, conservative. He's showing you who people are, and they want him to shut the hell up. See, Donald Trump don't mind being a bad guy. He is who the hell he is. He doesn't care. And at one time, they everybody thought the Democratic Party was for black people. Donald Trump kind of showed us no the fuck they're not. And so to me, and I think they are really up. He is messing with their money. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Javon. I think that's they trying to get him the hell out of here because he messing up their money. We their money. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. What's your opinion? Or
Khadijah,
he messed up the order of things because they've been Javon. You're right. Because the system has been working for so long the way it has, and Donald Trump trying to he kind of fucking it. He coming in, he fucking up their system the way things is running. So yeah, that's what. What would you want to say, Londa?
no. I want you to read those comments. I was trying to get his picture up there. See, here's the real truth for me with Donald Trump and niggas. Because the first thing I hear like niggas say who are Democrats, they like to tell you like that he is a racist, and I'll be like, how do you know that? Do you know this nigga? Because last time I checked in the hip hop music, y'all always listening to him, and y'all all want to be his ass. Maybe I'm
He was
tripping.
in
But
everybody's
come on,
video.
in the time
Yep,
where Joe Biden was locking up niggas for selling crack and giving them long and weed for long
and
messages.
Kamala was a part of that too. Don't leave her
Yes,
out.
yes. But Donald Trump in
Whatever the
that
hell her
same
name is.
time, niggas wanted to be. He was in every rap lyric. So I don't know how this man, like how he get to be a racist. Even if he's some of y'all say racist shit
I'm
at your
voting
mouth
for
and nobody says
keep
nothing.
that COVID vaccine from me.
Yeah. You
And
know what I'm
Shandra
saying?
said
Right
he's
on.
exposing them and they don't like it.
Yeah, yeah. So I just feel like, man, and I agree, Javon, that and then they trying to say Kamala ratings is low because she a black woman. I didn't even know the bitch was black.
Isn't she
I thought
Indian?
she was an Indian and her parents were from
Yeah.
India. I mean, from Jamaica by way of India. So she's not black. Let's just get this
Javon
shit
says
real.
he is a racist because white people told us he was.
Right. And some niggas say that too, because whatever, he could
Well,
just say,
well they only
he can
got it
say, I
because
don't
the
like
white
dumb
man told
niggas and
him.
they be mad. But Joe Biden went on a thing and told black
He
people, if
told
you
us
don't
if you
vote for
don't vote
him,
for him, you ain't black.
and I'm like, how a nigga gonna tell you that? So there is this clip out. I wish I could find it. I don't know if I sent that to you, but I don't think I can pull it over here. But let me see if I can pull it. Where Larry Elder checks Solomon the God. So Larry Elder, I think is his name, is running for some seats. He was on the Breakfast Club. He kind of shut the niggas down. I ain't gonna front. He kind of shut the black folks down because he was basically saying, how you gonna tell me I'm not black enough when Joe Biden came in his very seat and told you and black people that you weren't black if you didn't vote for me?
And y'all
And you
shut
didn't
up and
say
took
shit
that
to this
shit.
white man.
She have a Jamaican black and an Indian parent.
Yeah, that he not black like I'm black. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry because he looked like an Indian to
But
me.
she ain't never been black till black folks made her black.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love
I'm
Javon.
not buying it. She don't get to be black, and I also think it's okay for black people to say, "Well, motherfuckers don't be black." Yeah, no, they're serious. I just feel like sometimes I see people like Joyless Reed, like she from Haiti. I don't count her as black like me. She do a lot of
And I
immigrant.
think it,
She
it
do a
needs
lot
to
of
be a
anti-immigrant shit to
distinct.
me. Hmm?
And I was fitting to say, the last couple of weeks, I have been having some real conversations with people who are immigrants to this country, and they didn't have people that were enslaved here. And they're trying to check me on how black people move now. And they didn't come here to after we had did all the fucking hard work. And then here y'all come over here telling us what black Americans should be doing when you didn't get here till all the fucking work was done. So
That's real tough.
I understand black coming everybody when they haven't had people enslaved on these shores, it's not too much you can tell me on how we should be rolling. Because your ass just got here. You came at the end of the battle. And now you want to tell us how to fight a beast we've been fighting the whole fucking time we've been on this shore. And now here you come, because you got over here, you living the American dream. You want to tell us? No, we woke up from that fucking nightmare. That was a nightmare. It wasn't an American dream. It was a nightmare. And we are slowly waking the fuck up from the nightmare. And these people, these black immigrants, because we like to lump them all together and say they black, and then half of them not African American, they're black from somewhere else, but they want to come over here and tell the African American what our experience is when you don't know our experience. And that's the same way I feel about Kamala, whatever the fuck her name is. That's how I feel about her. She wants to tell us what the black experience is when all this time she was coming, she got where she was not being black. She didn't say she was black till she was running for office. When she was working with the police, when she was arresting all these black people, she was just Kamala. Nothing black about her. Try to have her hair as straight as possible. I see
Mm-hmm.
that a lot when people want to. I go to people that's deep in these nonprofits, and when they're around the niggas, they got plaits and they got the hair curly. And when they go to white events, they make that shit bone straight. like dog hair. And then they get their ass in there and try to assimilate with the white folks. That's what Kamala did. She wasn't black. She needed that black vote. Then she became a black woman. She had
Yeah.
never been a black woman up until then, ever.
Well, look, let me play this clip real quick, y'all. Hold on, I'm gonna pull this up, and then I want y'all to hear this clip. Let me know if you can hear it, Khadijah, when I hit the button. Okay. So here we go. Hold on, because I think this is
A wake-up call? No. It is an incident where a person of color forgets that they are of color and are reminded rather brutally by an unexpected act of racism. Have you ever had any of those?
Brother. I'm acutely aware, Charlemagne, that I'm a black person, just as you are a black person. And when Joe Biden insulted you by saying, you ain't really black, you don't know whether or not you want to vote for me or vote for Donald Trump.
You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
He came in here and told you you aren't even black and let you think a certain kind of way. It seemed to me that should have been a wake-up call for you, but it wasn't, apparently. Yeah. How dare this guy come in here and insult you, a black man, and tell you got to think a certain kind of way? I'm amazed that you weren't mad about that.
I'm not going to say that upset me, just like I'm not letting you upset me. You know what I mean? I don't tend to get upset over things like
well,
that. For the record, I'm not a Democrat or Republican.
I didn't say you were.
Yeah, I think both.
I don't know what you are. I never even asked you about your party affiliation, but you are black. And to have a white guy come in here and tell you you think a certain kind of way, otherwise you, quote, ain't black? Wow.
How should I have replied to him?
What I just now said, how dare you insult me and tell me I think as a human being, let alone as a black person? I don't tell you how to think, Joe Biden. How dare you come in here and tell me how I should think?
Come on, man.
Khadijah.
Now, was it just me or didn't Joe Biden sound like a true cracker on the plantation? Between me and Trump, you're not black. His whole voice turned into fucking overseer. Like, oh God. Anyway, and Charlemagne. Let's remember. Let's just back up a little bit. Charlemagne has so many he has sexual harassment charge and everything. He does not like black women and black people. So his word don't mean shit. Nothing. That's why Birdman was going to crack him in the head. We finished or we done? No. But Charlemagne is a goddamn joke. There are many black experiences, but the black American experience is a whole nother experience. Exactly. Exactly. And see how I don't comment on what the experience is in Haiti? Because I'm not Haitian. I can't tell you what your fight was in Haiti. Yeah. I can't tell you what your fight is and wherever you, but y'all want to come here and tell us what the fuck our fight is and how we should be fighting it. Fall back, sit down, take a nap, do something. But no, you don't get to tell us how we react to things as black African Americans whose families were enslaved on these shores. You don't get to do that.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting. Like, Larry Elder is one of those. I think he's a conservative, and black folks, we just don't do well with diversity. See, we think diversity means like white people accepting us, but we really don't do well. Like, we don't know what to do with black people who are not from the anything go. I'm gonna support everybody in jail. Like, we don't know we don't do diversity in the black world. Except for when you get in the position, then niggas come saying, well, you owe us something. I don't owe you shit. Do you know I made it here without most of you niggas? Like, when y'all was partying, a nigga was going to work. So you don't get to act like I owe you something, because I really don't. I don't think people understood. I don't think people understand what it took for folks to come through that crack era, in particular, not having any scathe on you. Some of us came through there with no crack addiction, no children. Some of us kept our eyes on the prize and did not want to be a burden or a hindrance to our community. But most of y'all don't have fucking respect for that. You're looking for a fucked up sign so you can feel like we're bonded. We don't know what to do when a motherfucker come in. They be like, well, I don't fucking do that. That's like saying I don't eat chicken. Nigga, you ain't black. You don't eat chicken. Some black people don't eat fucking chicken. Some of them don't eat watermelon. It don't mean that they better than you or less than you. They just don't fucking eat it. Can we do diversity in black America? Can we? Does everybody got to have a baby daddy? Do everybody got, it's just all of these fucking things. Like, some people don't do shit like that.
We only want to be united on the fucked up shit and not united on business owning, not united on making sure our neighborhoods are clean, not united on supporting real black businesses. It's in the chicken. They clone Tyrone. Real talk. But we don't want to have any commonality on things that are good and uplifting. We only want to have commonality on things that are destructive and fucked up. And that's what's scary for me with black people. That's very scary, when the only time we can come together if it's trauma based.
I agree.
That's sad.
Totally agree. That's very sad. I totally fucking agree. I just feel like, Khadijah, it's I don't know. It's just crazy. You know what I mean? Like, so the Larry Elder dude. So I follows a little bit of everybody, And my thing is, I do want to hear what the black conservatives have to say because I think somebody need to fucking rescue black people. But I don't think it's going to white people. I think it's going to be other black people. I think we should. I would love to see a show where there's conservative black folks sitting down with the niggas who I don't know if we call people who not conservative. They usually sound like Democrats, but who are on the other end. And I feel like there needs to be a diversity. And it was a time where we did. We used to have people who sat on all kind of sides and had that discussion. But you could really
Later,
find that
Javon.
today.
Javon said, I gotta go, y'all. I'm putting together a PowerPoint for presentation tomorrow. I am a black conservative. Thank you for
Got
being a
you,
black
Jay.
conservative. We need to be in every
We
party.
do. We
Good
do.
luck
We
on
do.
that PowerPoint. You're gonna knock it out.
Yes. Yes, you are, Javon. But you know what I'm saying? I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like we never get to hear the other side. We act like every black person is for prison reform. Every black person is for no discipline for our kids in school. And the kids be the fucking baddest kids in the school, but your ass don't work in the school and you don't want that job.
So
But
you
you don't
don't
want
know.
the person who has the job to feel protected and empowered to make sure they could deliver the goods. So when kids come to school for education, that they come and get that. Not having to deal with your fucking, it's just all of this other shit. And I feel like right now, Khadijah, the pendulum is going to swing back towards the other way. And hook or crook, it may not be Donald Trump. I personally think it's going to be Donald Trump, but a conservative is getting back, and that is going back in that White House. Because even
It's
niggas is
not
tired.
Donald Trump. It's gonna be someone Donald Trump-esque.
Yes, yes.
It's gonna be
'Cause
somebody Donald
even
Trump-ish. Yeah.
I think people are sick of the bullshit, Khadijah. I think people are real sick of the bullshit. Really sick of
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah, and everybody's sick of it. Not just the uppity black people sick of it. Even those that don't have the means to get out the ghetto is sick of it.
Yeah.
Even the people that just in the ghetto or in the certain neighborhoods because they don't make enough to live somewhere else, and they're tired of it.
Yeah.
Because there are good, hardworking people in our community. There are good, hardworking people. Those it's out of 100 people, it's only about 15 that are really horrible. I'm just going, and those are the ones that get all the limelight, all the press coverage, they the ones that wreak havoc on the whole fucking. You know how you go to school and there's one bully? It's 2,700 kids, but it's just one badass fucking bully. So he make the whole school look bad every time you're on the news because him and his family did something. I mean, we have the same thing in our community. And there's a lot of hardworking people in our community. They just get overshadowed by the bullshit and the trauma that brings money and attention to people. So people only highlight the trauma. That's why I made it a point last week to mention Kicks for Kids. Because that was a Kicks for Kid. It wasn't about if your child's failing school. It was just come get your kids some supplies. It was something good and uplifting. They didn't have to experience something to qualify. It
I agree.
wasn't registered with me so I can tell me why you need to have this. I had somebody, I'm not gonna name no names, but they did a giveaway and you had to tell them why you needed a backpack. Because my mom broke. Like, what the fuck? We ain't got no backpack. Why do I have to tell you my trauma to get a service? That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy to me. So then you take that and you use that as a resource to why you need more money. You get all these people's secrets and what trauma they have, and then you use that you use their problems to get you more money or to expand your business. You don't give a fuck about the people. I've never seen nobody you have to register for a backpack and tell me why you deserve a backpack when all this shit was donated. Just donated backpacks. Why the hell am I working so hard to get some free backpacks that was donated to you?
That's real
This shit
talk.
is poverty minded. It's like they want to keep people poverty minded.
Poor. Poor. I agree.
It's
I agree.
crazy.
So
That shit is crazy.
so sis, our 60 minutes has gone by. How would you like to wrap
Okay.
up?
That went by quick. We can wrap it up, but everybody I don't know, wrap it up with just take care of your children and take care of your immediate family. If you got some nieces and nephews and their mom and dad are not the best mom and dad, be active in their life. It's very simple. That's what community is about. That's what the tribe is about. Because, some people are lacking. It could be drug abuse. It could be not knowing no better. It could just be stupidity. If you got people around you, even if it's a neighbor, I have a real quick story. Maybe a few
Please.
months back, 2 o'clock in the morning, we hearing yelling, arguing. I mean, they going at it. Go outside. My neighbor's putting her daughter out. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Get off my block. Now y'all know I ain't letting no baby walk down no street. So I brought her into my house with baby who you gotta call. I gave her a blanket. We called somebody in the morning. So the mom, she kept knocking on my door calling. I don't want to hear y'all background story. That's not my business. Right now, my business is to get this baby inside safe because it's 2 o'clock in the goddamn morning. So I'm saying that to say if we see something in our communities that
I
we can
agree.
assist with in a
I agree.
safe manner, do it, y'all. It ain't that hard. Do it. If you got a nephew or a niece and they mama ain't loving on them right and she not giving them the proper tools and you possess some of them tools, give it to them. Spend some time with them. Talk to them. We got to get back to community and our village, y'all. We really do. Because we know we're deficient in certain areas as far as parenting and resources. And then common sense ain't so common no goddamn more. I'm going to be honest. Some shit you would be like, that couldn't be a black person. We didn't talk on this. We had the next week. It was a mother and daughter who killed their 67-year-old grandmother, the lady's mother, and then cut her body up and barbecued her goddamn body. When did black folks start doing shit like that? Before we could watch the news? I know they ain't black. We can no longer say that.
That's true.
We can no longer say that. So it was another one where the lady solicited her grandson to kill the grandfather and say we could split the insurance money. The grandmother. So we got to get back to and talk to our kids. You know what I'm saying? Talk to them. I spent a lot of time with my great nephew. One of my great nephews. He ain't even my great nephew. I spent a lot of time with my nephew. He's young like the great kids, but he just I spent so much time with him just checking in. Because he started a new school. He's taller than the other sixth graders. He hasn't been in public school since like 2019. So that's a whole adjustment. So we can't just send him into school with no fucking support and no check-ins with him. We got to check in with him. He had so much fun at your office yesterday. You would have thought I took him to an amusement park. Right. He ain't do nothing but play with a harp in her office. That's all he did, and help move some stuff around because he made student of the month. So I took him to get ice cream, but we had to do some work first. But he was it's the little things that we take for granted with our children, y'all. They just want some attention and some love. It's little things we can do. You told me to wrap it up, right? I'm gonna wrap it up. But it's just the little things, y'all, that we could do to really just small things. If you go to your child's school, pick them up, and you notice every day this little boy got the same shoes on. You have your son figure out, what size shoe, and surprise him with some fucking shoes. When you see his backpack is ripped, backpacks are surprise him with a backpack. It's little things we can do, y'all, to help our children feel better. Because the grown people, I pray for y'all. I don't have time for y'all. I really don't. I don't have time for grown people fixing their problems. That's just not my thing. I'll come assist you in some help, but I'm not trying to dissect you. I'm not a therapist. That's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to give some love to these babies so they can grow up to be productive and not go through the same cycle. So I'm gonna wrap it up, y'all, by saying thank y'all for watching, and that's my wrap up. What's your wrap up, Reds?
My wrap up.
Yeah, y'all know her nickname is Red because she had like a reddish hair. She was young, so her name, and she was really red skinned, like she was Native American. So yeah, she was red. But go ahead, Reds.
I like
what you want to say?
Anyway, all I want to say is ditto on Khadijah because I agree with everything she said, y'all. And that's
and y'all look out. So also, you guys, we are doing Men of Honor, which is coming up in December, and that's where we honor African American men in our communities that do good work. And do it from their heart, not to get recognition. So if you guys have any men of honor any men that you would like to honor, please DM Rolanda or myself for that. And also we are collecting people, not collecting, we are putting in nominations and recipients for the Grandma Hands in March. So, we have that elder in our community that's doing great. Please send in the nominations.
We want to say thank you to them while they can hear it.
Yeah.
That's why we do Grandma Hands. We want to give them their flowers while they living and say thank you. Because to be honest with y'all, when you go to people's funeral and you fall over a casket, nobody fucking hear that shit. The person who needs to hear it, they really can't hear it. We just doing that's just for our funerals are for the living. It's not really for the dead. The dead has gone on. So I would say give them their flowers while they can smell it. That's Grandma Hands. Say thank you. Because grandmoms in the Black community, that means something. See, I don't know how it is in other communities, but I was reared by Grandma Hands. I had so many, and that's why I keep thanking people. I know we wrapping it up. I guess I went to a couple of funerals of people who were former Grandma Hands, and I felt so proud that I was able to say thank you while they were living.
Mm-hmm.
And that means something to me because people die. We don't even give a fuck. We how you treat motherfuckers in life really is the testament to who, ain't no worse than going to funeral motherfuckers is falling all over the casket and you wasn't even talking to this person. You owe this motherfucking person money. You stole out their fucking house. You talk shit to them because they didn't back up your bullshit of the choice of your mate. No, seriously.
Hey, real talk.
But then you go to the fucking funeral and you act like you was there you act like you was the caretaker.
Oh Lord. Lord. Oh. I already told my husband if I go before you, cremate me and don't do something with the money. Don't do no big ass service. Don't do it.
I feel the same.
Don't do it.
My ass is over the water. Look here. Fuck it. I just no see. Let me tell you how would you know you gangster in death. over your friend said me too. Look, the actress
Right? Lonnie, you remember
B.
Rakisha? This all the way elementary, Rakisha Ayana. That's the only house I could spend the night at when we was kids. My mama only trusted her mom. I couldn't spend the night at nobody
Look,
else's house,
the,
y'all.
the
Go ahead.
actress B. Richards, I believe is her name. It's not B. Smith. B. Smith's the
B.
other lady.
Arthur.
B. Richard. No, B. Richard is the black lady
Oh,
who
B. The
played
black
in
lady.
Beloved.
Yeah, okay, be all right.
Yeah,
Thought you was
when
talking about
she,
the dog
she's
case. Go
from
ahead.
Mississippi. She's from Vicksburg, Mississippi, and she was there when it was very racist and the whole nine. Do you know in death she requested to be cremated and to have her ashes spread across the Confederate cemetery? I thought that was the
Yeah,
dopest
that's
shit
dope.
ever.
That's dope. 'Cause you can't be buried in an A. I like it.
Yeah. I just thought like this bitch is taking. I mean, not saying like this queen. So I ain't gonna call her a bitch. Is taking this into eternity. You know, like her fight was
Hey,
real, and I just
that's
thought to
like
myself,
pissing on their
"Wow,
grave.
yes." I
Hmm.
said, "Well,
Yeah, I
damn,
get it.
that's gangster than the motherfucker." Like this spread my shit over the Confederate cemetery. You can't stop nobody from doing that because it's just
Quick
ashes in the
question
goddamn thing.
before we wrap up. Quick
Yeah,
question. Where
yeah.
do you think black people would be if we never integrated?
I think we'd be further ahead. I think the trick would integrate. First of all, I think the niggas who wanted to integrate were people who wanted to be white people. And I wish we could have just turned them people over and be like, go be with these people because they'd probably be dead already. Then we wouldn't have niggas, basically. But I also think somehow people got integration mixed up with equality. And we know we will
Mm,
never be equal to these people. No one's ever going to be equal to their slave master. It's just not possible. That's why, like right now
I
in
believe
Africa,
that.
all of these West African countries are telling France, "Fuck y'all. We don't need y'all. Take all your shit back. We got our own shit." How can we be the richest in the world and all of these resources, but we the poorest? Because all of the resources go to
Mm,
France. So it takes a lot to stand up to your bully and be like, "Nah, bitch." Like, no, But then there will be some niggas, because I'm relating this to us, who will be like, "We need France." That's what we have in the US. We have niggas, we need Joe Biden. No, why do we need this man?
mm-hmm,
We don't even need your ass.
mm-hmm.
We don't need no overseers. We don't need no middleman
That's
to talk to
exactly
a
what
white
it
man.
is.
We don't need no middleman. Y'all not necessary anymore. We should be giving y'all the tire. Those if you want to
Another
have black
question,
on
because
black
you always
crime,
get
let it be with them. Kill them motherfuckers.
you always throwing questions at me. Quick question. Who do no, because you get me good every time. So it's another question. Who do
Uh,
you think back in the day Al Sharpton act like was the voice of all black people? And who do you think they think now is the voice of how every time anything black happened, here come Al Sharpton, little skinny big head ass coming in there
yeah.
telling somebody what they're gonna do. Now who do you think that they use as the voice of black people?
I think they use any token nigga
Or
that
do
will
we
make
have
sure.
one?
No,
Because we used to have
first of all,
Jesse
there are
Jackson, then
not
we had
black
Al
leaders.
Sharpton.
There are not black leaders. I'm gonna say it. There are no black leaders. Okay, so we can clear this up. No black person can speak for all black people. Not possible. However, and I mean that for everybody. I don't give a fuck if you're a religious
Hmm.
organization. None of y'all, you don't speak for me because most of you motherfuckers are colorists anyway. However, I will say that black people just have. That's why I say when I say for me and mine, I can't speak for everybody else. I can't.
Hmm.
I just really can't. But I also feel like white people have, because they're always worried about their interests, how things are going to pan out for them. They pick Negroes that are going to keep them first. And I always say, nigga, you a leader, but for
Keep
white
that
people, you're not a
position.
leader for me. You're not a leader.
Hmm.
You're the person we're going to have to kill first before we kill our oppressor. We're going to have to kill you right along. You
But you're
don't
gonna
get a
protect
pass because
us.
you're black. You get to be like in Django when he came back and killed the butler. It's like we're going to have to treat y'all like that. Because if you go down with these people, you get to die with these people. This is a long ass message, but I'm gonna try to show it. Okay, you got it, Khadijah? Oh
Hi, I
no,
want to offer promotion.
no,
No, we don't
no,
want to offer no
no. We
promotion.
don't want
Holla.
that.
So
Yeah.
another question for you.
Okay.
Do you think that there should be more black people in law enforcement? Because this is why I'm asking you this. People always complain that the cops are so racist and they're this, that, and the other. But
Okay.
to me, I used to feel like, and I wasn't back in that time, that when we didn't have, wherever it was deficient, black people became that. So we didn't have black doctors. They went to school to become a doctor. We didn't have black policemen. Somebody would get, they would be policemen. Do you think we need more black people in law enforcement?
Okay. So let me
Or
say
do you
this.
think that would
I
help with
know.
the crime?
Hold on. I know that the origins of the police that they used to be the patty rollers. So those are the slave catchers. So in slavery, if you look at they 5-star badge came right out of slavery. I mean, you can see all of this shit in the museum. You can look it up. Okay, we have the internet, right? So we know that that's the origins of the police. So I get that part, because that's the first thing niggas like to say as they committing crimes. Like, don't stop me because you used to catch my ancestors. Yeah, but you're a thief and you need to be caught. Okay. Second thing is that, yes, we absolutely do need to have more police, but I just want more good police. I don't want a black or white. I don't give a fuck if you're a polka dot. I want someone who is going to treat all of us the same and be equal and be fair. I don't know if that's possible, because it seems like in the How to Be a Police handbook, it has something about treating niggas like shit. So I don't know if it's possible to teach a cop how to be fair, to treat a black man like you would a white man. I don't know if they're capable of doing that. I think there's been some good officers. I know back in the day, and this is what I do know, because our cousin Uncle Dickie was a retired police officer. I don't know if you knew that. But they were saying back in the day, cops used to walk their beat, and they knew the community. So they didn't necessarily treat you a certain way because they knew your mama, they got coffee at your uncle's shop, they walked the beat, they knew who lived there, they know if some shit didn't look right. Hey, what you doing here? You don't even live here. That's the different kind of thing than riding around in your car coming down from the suburbs and acting like you control the jungle. So I don't know. I wish it was that cut and dry, but I know that it isn't, because I met some black cops who treated me worse than a white cop. But then I met some white cops who was cool as shit. And then I met some black cops who was cool as shit. So I just know in this society, you have to have law and order. And I'm going to be honest, I feel like if you're not doing criminal shit, then you shouldn't be worried. Now, I do get that sometimes people get mistaken, or, that does happen. But I don't think that, I think that's about 5% of the cases, Khadijah. I'm going to be honest with you. Because most niggas do shit and they don't think they're going to get caught. And when they get caught, then it's going to be about racism.
We in court were looking at police shootings, just across the, I don't remember what it was, but it was like 438 police killing, black people killed by police. You know what I mean? I'm just, that number, that may not be accurate, but it was 10,000 and something black men killed by black men. We don't fucking talk about that. It was like ridiculous. The numbers were ridiculous. Like, because we just hear about police brutality, and I'm not like pro police, don't get me wrong, but I just had to ask that question because I had put on my page a couple of weeks ago when they had the National Night Out, and I took a picture with my niece, my nephew, and my son with some police officer security guards, and I got an inbox. Why would you let them pose with police? Yeah, I'll rip that person a whole new ass on my thing. Like, don't come asking me shit about nothing. My son is not afraid of the police because he's not doing nothing. I don't want him to walk around feeling like, oh, come cops. Are you doing something? I want him to be alert and aware. That's why, I know that he will be single. He could possibly be singled out because of his size and his skin tone and all that kind of stuff. But I don't want him thinking every police officer you see is out to kill you, because it's really the black man that be trying to harm and intimidate him. You know what I mean? So I just want that. That's just I got a whole inbox about them taking a picture with some police officers.
And I just feel like people make the assumption that all black people are into criminality. That's how I took that. Like, I don't have a problem with the police, because you know what? When some shit go wrong, I don't call the Ghostbusters, bitch. I call the police. That's what the fuck I'm calling. I don't call no Ghostbusters. Who you gonna call?
Do you think it's possible for black people to police their own people? If they had, do you think that's possible?
I think anything is possible with black people from back in 1962, even maybe in 1980. But any niggas past 2000, they not capable of doing shit but complaining. That's all the fuck they doing. Now, I ain't like it. Niggas complain. We complain. They won't let me do this. When you got 2 hands and 2 feet and you ain't doing shit but sitting down on the motherfucker on your fat ass. Like, anything's possible, but y'all don't come from people like that. Anybody past 2000, they just don't come from people who are doers. They come from complainers.
That's deep.
I hope that answers.
I'm gonna leave you alone. Yeah, it did. I ain't got no. I'm gonna leave you alone with your question.
That's kind of where I am, because you know me. Don't be asking me no ding ding round on some.
I just was because I be thinking about stuff that come in my inbox. I get so many inboxes when we get off this show. People that I don't even know. Can you accept this message? And I'll be like, no, unless somebody know. But people just be they be so much.
To be honest with you, I'm just sick of the niggas. I'm sick of niggas. Like, for real. I'm really sick of niggas, and I feel like there should be a law that if you get caught being a real nigga, you should probably go be sent to nigga land. And
what does nigga land look like?
Nigga land look like throwing somebody in the outback and be like, survive. I think that builds character. And I feel like if you
Yeah,
make it
Wanda.
back to the world, you probably would be a little bit more responsible. I also think was missing. I mean, I'm joking with that, but I'm kind of serious. I also think back in the day, when we lived up north and on the East Coast, the Eastern Seaboard, people used to send their kids back down to the South to touch the earth, to work on a farm and do whatever, because it really helped to build character. And I think we need to go back to that. I think instead of sending your kid off to summer camp on some bullshit, send them out to work, do summer camps on a ranch somewhere for like a month. They have to get up in the morning and go out and do farming and milk cows, and all of that shit builds character. And I feel like we've gotten away from that.
And work ethic. Mm-hmm.
And work ethic. So a lot of our kids, we can't even, like, we don't understand. Fresh air is very different when you're in real fresh air and not the polluted fresh air. You get to thinking about shit. You have more appreciation. And you will never eat a piece of chicken again the same until you had a relationship with the chicken and watch the chicken lay eggs and then slaughter the chicken. You will never eat chicken the same. Because it's like you had a relationship with that chicken and it gave his life for you, but you got to see what made you look at that chicken leg as opposed to the chicken leg you buy in the store that look like a fucking dino chicken sore, chicken leg. It's just very different. You'll never eat food the same until you grow it and know what it's like, all the work
Appreciate
it
it.
takes to cultivate it, to watch it grow and then to pick
Be
it.
less wasteful.
Yes,
Be less
I'm saying,
wasteful.
but I feel like
Mm-hmm.
that is really needed. And some people think that's punishment, but it's not. It's about you building character and having appreciation. And I'm not trying to be funny. We make fun of hippie people a lot and earthy, crunchy people, but usually those people produce kids who are a little bit more softer because these motherfuckers is out in nature. We produce kids that's a lot more harder because they in fucking
A
concrete.
concrete jungle. Mm-hmm.
And then you wonder why people be like, I don't know if I want my kids going to school with your kids. Because I teach my kids certain mannerisms and I don't want them being around your kids because they have none. And I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sacrificing my kids so that you could feel some fucking kind of way. I think
Absolutely
that's
not.
what the great separation is about. And I really don't think the separation is going to be like all the black people over here. I think it's going to be like all the like-minded people over here. Because there's some white people
Mm-hmm.
I can get with if they stay in their lane. Like I'm going to stay in my lane, but we know when to cross lanes. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? But I don't want to be you and you don't want to be me. And we can fucking respect that. But for some reason, we can almost never get to that part because there'll always be some hot foot nigga talking about fuck the white man. This nigga got 10 kids, ain't paid no child support. He don't teach kids how to read. He right in somebody's pussy right now. Why he talking to you? Like, it's crazy as shit. But these are people who want to be leaders of black people. Like, you be like, nigga, is you
Oh
serious?
God.
And then we'll quote some religious shit to you. I'm so sick of religious side, nigga. The Bible says a lot of shit, but you don't follow none of this shit. You only
They
pick out
only
the
follow what
verses.
benefit.
Yeah, that benefits them. That's the verse you're gonna pick out.
Mm-hmm.
You can't
Yep.
even raise grass. And it don't take shit to raise grass. Put a little bit of fucking water. Don't get me
Oh,
started.
this what he is.
You
I
know
ain't
it's
gonna
all
get you
good.
started.
Don't
This,
get me
but
started.
these are just conversations that are real because. Okay, so let me ask you one more question. Do you think the revolutionary pro-black brother is going to be the one to start the revolution?
No,
And will it be televised? Okay, I
of
was making the
course.
joke right there.
It's televised right now. Like right now, we know what's going on in West Africa because of the internet. So the white man can't even spin the shit. Because now we don't go to them for news. I rarely
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
any news from white people. I don't watch none of that shit on the nightly news. I don't watch that shit. I don't care if it's a black person talking like them. I be like, they can't believe bitch. None of this bitch say out of the mouth you can believe. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if they dipped her and
How they
do
talk?
black
How
chocolate.
they talk, Wanda?
Tonight on nightly news, we will. Bitch, shut up. You're not even saying it right. Like, I don't even know what the fuck you talking about. I need somebody to say, look, this was happening. This was going down.
We need the
Now, I
hood
want somebody who
news.
talk to me the way I talk. I'd be like, oh, that's what, when somebody be like, no, for real, for real. We know that the shit is serious. You know what I mean? Peep game. Okay, shit. What? Like, I mean, we joke about it, but we know all of those
It's real
code
talk.
words to black people mean something.
Mean, listen up.
When somebody be like, it's going
Shit
down.
about
Oh,
to be
shit, it means
juicy.
it's going down. Mean, you know what? Take the earrings off. Like, we know what this is about. And I just feel like for real black people, I'm keeping all the way a buck. We know when we hear certain sight words, what those words really mean.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we
It's
know
true.
if we be in the school and we see something like, don't nobody move because something's getting ready to happen. And then shit roll. We know. We be like, scoot on back because when she do this dumb shit, y'all not gonna be in it. We already know what's going down. That's something that we have innately in us. I feel like that comes from us living in America. That's all the
We have a
Americans know
we
the
have
bullshit.
the shit about the jump off sensor.
Yes.
That's why when
Yes.
one person run, yeah, it's essentially
Yes.
that's just
We
in our
know it.
body that come from the
We
trauma.
understand it.
Yep.
So I'm just saying, like, I just feel like the separation is going to be, it's not going to, the revolution is going to jump off, but it ain't going to be the hands of black folks. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not. It's really going to be these other groups in here who we done fucked up their countries and their people, and now they're here. So it's nothing personal to Londa, because I know my people, we didn't do shit. We tried to survive the monster. Nobody's been trying to. We had to survive this fool. I feel like, China owns a bunch of shit. You can't even fuck with China right now. Russia over here, the Russian cockroaches are gonna take our asses out. There's a lot of shit going on over here. You know what I mean? But we have screwed up all of these other countries. Blessed memory to Uncle Stanley. This is one of my favorite uncles. He used to be like, yo, when the shit hit the fan, I hope I'm gone, because we have fucked up a lot of people. She said, we as in America. He said, then we'll bring their kids, and then we'll bring their kids, yeah. And now we'll bring their kids over here, and they be over here living better than us. And we fought these motherfuckers and could not get loans and housing. And when we got back from fighting a war, and the people who was fighting, they over here living better than us. He said, I hope I'll be dead and gone when the shit hit the fan, because it's not going to be beautiful. Well, we're in that time right now, and I'm not mad. When I see Russian people take out, God bless you, motherfuckers. God bless y'all. And I cannot be mad at the other groups because they stick together. And my thing is, just because I'm black don't mean I'm gonna stick together with another nigga. Because all of us, we're not family. Like, see, that's a difference. When you try to compare us to other groups, you can't, because them motherfuckers know who they are. Most niggas think they Indian, I'm mixed with white. I ain't never met a fucking Jew who told me they were part Nazi. Never met one who told me that. I never met one person who told me my great-great-grandfather was a Nazi sympathizer. Never. But you have black people. I mixed with white, and it's the fucking slave master from 1812 or some shit, or 18.
And they be black as 3 midnights.
Yeah. So I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with us? Something's totally wrong with us that we even believe shit like that. So it's like, no, I cannot be lumped in with other black people because I don't even know these niggas. These niggas may be eating canola oil. I don't even fucking eat canola oil. Like, we may not be the same motherfuckers. This nigga, I may eat water with cucumbers in it, and they may drink sewer water. I don't fucking do that. You know what I'm saying? And so, no, you can't lump us all in. Some of these people would have been happy with their position on the plantation. They may have been happy being on the fucking steps.
They happy with their position on the plantation now.
Yeah. If one more nigga come to me with their 3rd degree asking me for a job, fuck I look like hiring you for? You the one with the degrees. You the one who drank the Kool-Aid and digested it and drank it 3 more fucking times and wonder why your ass is working at Wendy's. With your hair not being combed. Like, did you get any of these fucking lessons? You look like somebody stuck your hair in the plug socket because you trying to get but your hair ain't made that way. Like, what the fuck? Like, why should I give you a job? Like, what the fuck I look like? Ain't no kid gonna listen to you. They're like, you got what degree you got, Miss So-and-so? I got 3 degrees. But why are you working here? Making fucking $20 an hour. Part-time. Why should I listen to you? Now, kiddies, you know I'm not lying. I'm not trying to be funny.
That's why I'm laughing. I'm just,
you know what I'm saying? But I just feel like, I can tell you some of the niggas I've encountered who want to tell me about what I'm doing, what I should be doing. I'm like, bitch, I'm doing more stuff than you doing. You the one that got student loan debt and no fucking job to pay the shit off. You the one who voted for Joe Biden, who lied and said he was going to forgive y'all student loan debt, and the nigga didn't do it. Like, how you going to tell me about what I'm doing? Nigga, not to mention you just got to the fight because I think in the 80s and 90s you was busy sucking dick and making babies. Well, I had a job. So I don't understand why the fuck you trying to tell me about my fucking self. I'm so sick of niggas. I'm real sick of niggas right now. I'm real sick of niggas. Okay. You know I ain't lying to these. I mean, I can tell you some of the shit people have said to me, and I'd be like, bitch, how you gonna say anything to me? You know what I'm saying?
Sorry.
How you gonna say anything
to
me?
Sorry,
you
y'all.
say nothing
Giving me a laugh attack.
But you know I ain't lying to these.
Okay.
I mean, I know people
Sorry,
who
y'all. She gave me a whole laugh attack.
Got hella fucking kids and want to tell you about your life while you trying to borrow $20 from me. What the fuck can you buy for your kids with $20? With your 7 kids, what is my $20 gonna do for your poor situation? You can't do shit with $20. Y'all all can't even get on the fucking bus and go nowhere with $20. What you gonna do?
You
Buy a
can't
case
even
of
make a
you
pot of
gonna buy a case
spaghetti
of noodles?
with $20 no more.
Right. You gonna buy a case of oodles and noodles and some fucking hot dogs? Yeah, I said hot dogs. Y'all gonna buy hot
He
dogs?
taking them beans and hot dogs. Okay. Oh, shit.
This shit
Okay, y'all. I'm sorry. She done
you
gave me a
cannot
whole
make
laugh
this.
attack.
You cannot make this
This
shit up. Is what I'm
fool.
trying to say. You can't make this shit up. Nobody's gonna be. So I be trying to be professional, y'all. Because I am Mama Rose, so I can't be like that because
Hey,
that's it's
Tina
in me.
McClain.
It's
What up, cousin Kim? I can't get
it's
this
in
one.
me. You know what I'm saying? It's in me. But sometimes, I really appreciate those elders who would tell you the fucking truth to your face. And it may sound kind of raw and funky, but you understood the shit. Because if they said the shit nice, it's nice, you'd be like, she not talking to me. But then you say shit like you over here with this nigga in your house and the nigga can't even pay for a pack of hot dogs and noodles for your kids, and you want to talk to me about getting a man. You want to talk to me about relationships. Your kid sitting in jail, you want to talk to me about parenting. The fuck? Like, that's like being a hairdresser and I look at your hair, you be like, dude, you want me to come in your shop and I see fucking
You ain't got no
flakes.
edges.
I see flakes falling out your hair. Are you out your motherfucking mind?
And you don't have no edges.
Like, come on. That's like a fat person telling you about a diet plan. And you like, bitch, how long you been on this plan? Because you bigger than the motherfucker. Like, I don't understand. But sometimes you don't say that. So I just be like, oh, thank you, sis. Thank you. That, you know what I'm saying? But you be like, oh my God.
This one.
Wait a minute. What'd you say, Sister Tina?
Not a pack of hot dogs. Real talk. Yeah, that's why I'm having a whole laugh attack dealing with this crazy child
I'm
here.
dead ass serious. Like, I just see people do shit. And then literally somebody asked me, this is my friend who has a degree. She has like 6 children. And she said she had, now she got a nigga who sleep in her house every night. This heifer had no to ask me for $20. What the fuck are you gonna do with this $20? You going to a job interview? Like, what are you gonna do with this $20? When you got a nigga in your house, the niggas don't get out and hustle no more. There used to be a time when if a man didn't have a job, he was a hustler. So he got up in the morning with the crack of dawn and went out in that world and did something and came back with some coins or something. Even James Evans washed dishes. And they lived in the projects. But at least he went out and worked, even though he couldn't keep a job. Well, this is on TV show. I'm just saying, like, he one night, I guess he washed dishes all night and made 70 cents. I was like, God damn, 1975. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, he didn't make $1. But I don't know where men are these days and why they can't fucking just do basic shit. And then
because they're being coddled by the women. They're being coddled. But some women would rather have a man laying next to them if he ain't bringing in nothing, just so they can say they got a man.
Hey, look,
I'm being completely honest. The hustle mentality is really not in these young black boys. It's some of the older ones, but this is the hustle mentality. Why is you rocking like that? You about to make me crack up laughing.
Wait a minute. Every time I go to Home Depot, I always see our Mexican brothers. I don't see women out there ready to work. They out there at the crack of dawn with their coffee. Day laborers. Yeah, they out there, motherfucker, ready to get it in. You know what I'm saying? And I just be like, where the fuck do the black men? Where are the fucking black men? Because I know we got some of them that are laborers. Are these all the new weed heads now? These are the new ones who play PlayStation, smoke weed all day because they can't hustle. I'd rather for you to be out in the sun, bitch, getting the tan, bringing home $10 than you being in my house, running up my motherfucking electricity bill while you playing, nigga. I'm serious. I just feel like I don't even know what the answer is to this shit.
The answer is stop, and not you. And
no, I ain't got no nigga like that.
Yeah, women have to stop coddling and being a mother to their mate. You are their mate and not their mother. Some women take care of the men like that's their fifth, sixth child. This nigga, so he might as well be a dependent. Do you get to claim this nigga on your taxes? Like, what is going on? That's where it gotta stop.
So now we may have to talk about this incest on the brain, because how can you fuck your third child like that? Like, how do you even sleep next to a motherfucker that can't provide? I don't understand that.
And then I see women make their children do the job of the other parent. The child becomes the second parent. Run their bath water. Go get your little sister shoes. Get your sister ready for school. Go. Your brother got to get a haircut. The child is fucking 10. He want to go ride a skateboard outside and watch the Ninja Turtles, but he's here parenting your child while your mate. And most times it don't even be none of the children's father. That's why this nigga's so detached from the kids and don't want to have shit to do with them. But he just lay around taking up oxygen and making shit stains in his drawers. And while your 10-year-old is out here raising the family and being your helpmate when that's your child. That's what I
Now
witnessed.
I'm
That's
now
what
I'm
I
gonna bring
witnessed.
it. Now I'm gonna bring it back around, and I believe,
Bring it
Khadijah,
around.
this is just me. This is not all, but this is just me. I think this is why a lot of black boys do not want to be fucking with black women when they turn men, because I think secretly they did not like the way their mom was running shit, and they don't want to see her again for the rest of their life as a mate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Y'all don't get mad at me. I'm just saying this is something that I see, because a lot of us, we exhibited those hard behaviors that we watch our mama do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then I'm not saying that's for all, but I'm just saying I
No, it's for
feel like
some.
there's something too when black boys, they don't have to say it, but they rather be with Becky because Becky, they don't have that string with attachment with Becky. Becky ain't gonna
Becky
be
or
like,
Michaela,
yeah,
anybody other than a black girl.
yeah.
Absolutely
So,
right. Yeah.
and I'm not saying that that's okay. I'm just saying, man, just some of this
There's a reason for
bullshit gotta
everything. There
stop.
is a reason for everything. At one time, some black boys never want their race because they never saw it. And they had great examples of a black mate or a black woman. Now, for some of the black girls, especially like my son is 16,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of the black girls that he think is, they be damn near naked. My son is kind of an old spirit. Not that he ain't looking at big booty shit like that, don't get me
I
wrong, but
get that. I
he's like
get
an
that.
old spirit. He don't want somebody with a crop top on and a fucking lip piercing and a piercing right
That's
here
deep.
and then a tattoo right here. And then they got a whole fucking sleeve and they in high school. Like how you have a whole sleeve of tattoos and you in high school? That's not attractive to him. And not to be funny, it's like everybody that try to get my son is too quiet and nerdy for most of the black girls. He's not that bad boy.
Yeah,
So it'd be the Mexicans and the Asian girls that really be trying to like date him. And I used to tell them they can't use my combs, don't bring him home. But it was a joke. My mom used to say it, well, not really a joke. But I always tell them I'm arrange his marriage anyway. But um, it's their I don't know that we're not raising young ladies to have a mate. Like I'm gonna go back to that. We're not raising them to have any expectations for boys. If a boy, that's why they gotta stop telling girls if he mean to you, he like you. No, that nigga may just be mean. His dad may be an asshole. His dad could be abusive. That does
that's
not
true.
mean he likes you. So we have
That's
to
their part.
stop telling kids if they hit you, he likes you. Stop telling them that dumb shit. Then when she got a fucking black eye and won't leave her boyfriend, y'all calling her dumb. Well, you told her that means he's love her if he's pushing her down. Stop telling our kids stupid shit like that. Like,
That's true.
take that out. Take it out. But yeah, it's sad. I wouldn't want to be a teenager or even somebody dating this time. I really would not.
I'm so
I
glad I'm
just
not. I mean, but because imagine it was hard dating in the 90s.
it's true.
I
Yeah,
can
because we
count
was
on
different
one
in that.
hand
That's
how
very
many
true.
dates I had. No, seriously, I can
That's
tell.
true.
I can count on
That's
one
true.
hand how many dates I had in the 90s. Seriously,
That's
the
true.
pickings was so motherfucking slim. For California, it may be different on the
Yeah.
East Coast and may be different in the South, but California, oh my, these are the most dead and stinkingest niggas you would ever see in your whole
And,
life.
and even those who thought they were woke were still abusive or
Oh,
toxic.
they were the
Even
worst motherfuckers.
yeah, even the woke ones wanted to be. They
Oh,
were mentally abusive.
oh
And we
God.
had to deal with colorism, sizeism. I
Oh,
always been the big girl. I always been plus size with big chi-chis. My whole entire life since I started growing them, they never stopped. So we was too big for the average person out here. We was too black. We was too physically dark, and then our mentality was too black. So we just didn't fit in even with the conscious so-called Negroes. We was too
mhm.
black for the conscious ones. So
Yeah.
yeah, I absolutely agree with that. And then we
Well,
tried to.
most of
I
the
tried
black,
to court a Muslim brother, and he acted like you remember you went on my date with me. The fool
I know.
after the goddamn donkey. And I ain't gonna be able to do it.
My sister fought the fool on my
Yeah,
behalf.
hey. But he was trying to pick with my sister. I don't play that. Better back up. But yeah, that was funny. But
Hey, we
yeah,
got stories, y'all. We got stories. We ain't new to this shit. We didn't wait till we got 50 years old and discovered we was black people. We was like this as teenagers. And we knew
yeah.
who we were. But I would say this though,
Mhm.
Khadijah. Most of the black people thought that their Messiah had to come looking like a white person for them to even be saved. We never
That's
believed
why
that shit. We
Muslims
never
can't say
believed
a
that.
goddamn thing about
Y'all talk about
Christianity.
white
Y'all better
Jesus, but y'all
hold
got
them
white
lips.
shit too. Y'all talk
Yeah,
about white
that's why I
Jesus,
said
but y'all got white shit too.
you got it. You got
And
it.
you
So
know I ain't
that's why they
lying.
can't say nothing. They can't say nothing about Christianity. They really just fall back.
Right.
Fall back, y'all.
In the
At least
words
that
of
Messiah came years ago.
what you say?
Y'all were creating new messiahs. What you say?
No, what you say?
I said at least the Jesus they praying to was from supposed to be from 3,000 years ago. Y'all will make up new messiahs right here in the 1900s.
Hey, look, Khadijah. Look here.
We done
This
seen it
this
all.
this I'm sorry, this shit is so crazy. But I just feel like just say you want to be the white man. Say that you like all his products. I'm okay with that. See, I could do it when somebody is who they are, I can really deal with the truth. But don't be fronting. Don't be telling me about black woman is God and then we meet your woman and the bitch ain't black. But
And
you
their
talk
hair is
about how
like
much
dog
you
hair.
love me. Huh?
And their hair is like dog hair.
Yeah.
You
Don't
can't
don't
tell.
tell me
Yeah.
shit like that. Don't tell me that somebody had to come looking like a white man for you to hear your truth. And we had
Mm-hmm.
fucking Noble Drew Ali and Marcus. We had all these
Marcus
other pitch
Garvey,
black
all these.
motherfuckers before this white. This person is white, came along. And you gonna talk about white Jesus, and you look up, you got this
And not
motherfucker.
only did he come along, they called this motherfucker master.
Oh,
We got to talk about this as a white man coming to teach black people about black people, and they called this fool master, y'all. So you can't tell me black people ain't got no problem. You can't tell me ain't a mental health breakdown. That
I'm
shit
eating
is a
my banana.
mental health
I'm about to eat my
breakdown.
banana milk bread on
They
this shit
call
here.
this fool master. That's why I be, and I'm not even gonna start on that because I get started
No,
on
go
my
ahead. Please go
on this
ahead.
shit. But
Please go.
no, because I think it's an oxymoron to build a black nation under the guise of a white man that y'all call master. Where they do that at? And every brother captain and every minister is high yellow with a side part with recessive hair. Where they do that at?
Look,
But yeah, that shit is crazy.
well, my physically dark children, I always say it's not a good idea to take them past that place. It's just not a good idea. And it was one of my dark skinned girls on the road trip one year who made that very clear to me because she was questioning certain shit. And I was like, I
Mm-hmm.
want to apologize because
I
I should
agree.
have never brought you here because this is not for people like you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's just not.
Sad.
They leader, this motherfucker still got part inside of his head. I don't know how you survived the white man and live to be in your 80s when you the biggest threat. White people kill their threats.
Because he ain't a threat. He's part of them.
Yeah, I
He is
know.
there. He is their token
He
nigga to
he's their
come.
he's their inside man.
Yep, he's there inside man, and he comes to control the people that are under him to keep learning how to left feet, right feet, left feet, right feet. They still working on that shit and playing with their garments. They got different color garments now. They got the red. The red that was a scarlet color. That was a Jezebel. Now they got the fucking garments in bright flaming red. Like it's just
They
going
got
to
other
hell in a
people who ain't
handbasket.
black in the ranks.
I will never forget Dr. Khalid Muhammad when he came to Sacramento.
I
And they
know.
was about to have a little side meeting, and they had a white boy in the mosque, and Dr.
Oh,
Khalid would not proceed
brother
until he
P.
left that room. He said he got to get out before I talk. What is he doing in here? Dr. Collins stopped his whole shit. Was like, what he doing in here? He had to get out. And that's
He
ooh,
asked
that's
him,
when I that's ooh.
why is he in the ranks?
Yes, because they was trying to
Okay.
become a mosque and they were still a state group. They were trying to get all the members they could.
Yeah, they only had like 10 fucking members. But we just talking shit now.
But yeah, thank
Oh,
y'all for joining us this Sunday. It's been real. Hope
yep.
y'all enjoyed it.
We enjoyed y'all.
And do something special for yourself on purpose because you deserve it. And we'll holla.
I holla. See y'all next week. You know I'm trying to find
Your
this.
face.
Hold on.